Good afternoon, good evening, friends of Wealthy with you, friends of Wealth Wednesday. We trust you're keeping well. We trust you're learning. We trust now you have enough of materials to enable you to choose a chama to join and even what to do when you get in there. So today we want to look at, we've talked a lot of positive things about a chama. Is there times when a chama becomes a burden? Is there times when a chama becomes a drawback? Is there time when instead of building you up, the chama actually contributes towards breaking you? So what are the drawbacks to watch out for in a chama? That is what we want to address today. And the first thing we want to look at is overcommitment in chamas. And this is the problem of so many of us. You join every chama that is available without doing a budget to find out, am I able to keep up with the contributions of this chama? And therefore, you will find, especially women, they belong to each and every chama. You have what we call the fear of missing out. Every chama that is available, whether it's speaking to your purpose, it's not speaking to your purpose, you are a member there. So what will happen is two things. Number one, you will find that you're too stretched for time, especially for those chamas that you must meet physically. And most of them, the requirement is that you meet physically either on a weekly basis, some it's a daily basis, others it's a monthly basis. You will find yourself too stretched for time. You have no time for your family, you have no time for your other things, because every Saturday is a chama day. Number two, you will find yourself stretched for finances, because you must go to each chama and there's a contribution that is required there. So it will end up being like you take money out of this chama so that you can go and pay to the other chama. That money then never even helps you. Money just goes round in your hands and it's not helping you. And I've had a lot of people tell me, Lucy, I belong to all these chamas, but I don't even see how they help me, because you have committed yourself so badly or so much that whatever you get from this chama is what you're going to use to pay to the other chama. As we were doing this recording, I was speaking to our video editor, and I was telling him how I have a relative who, when it comes to this particular time of the month, I know when I see their phone call, they'll be calling me because they want me to bail them out. It's chama day and they have no money to go and meet their obligations in the chama. So avoid the the trap of overcommitting, joining too many chamas, or joining one chama and you're making so much of contribution it's outside of your budget. So overcommitment. The second drawback is joining chamas without a plan. You just join because it's available, because Wealthy with you told us it's good to belong to a chama. So you just go and look for any chama that is available and you join without even a plan, without even auditing your time and finding out, am I going to be available for the times when these people meet? Am I going to have the resources to contribute or to meet the demands of this chama? You just join without a plan, because of peer pressure, because Wealthy with you told us, because sometimes it's even your parents that enlist you in some chama. You go home and you find your mom is telling you, by the way, there's this chama that was started for doing 1, 2, 3 things. I took a number for you. You need to start contributing. So you just join without a plan. Make sure when you're joining a chama, there's a plan. And that plan must be addressing the purpose for which you want to join the chama. If it is saving, make sure you join a chama that you know I'll make the time, I'll make the contributions. If it is investment, the same thing. Don't just join chamas without plans. The other third drawback for chamas is when you join a chama where people just meet and gossip. and this is unfortunate that I have to say this, most of the chamas are the places where women go to tear each other down, where women go to gossip on one another, where women go, or even sometime, I don't know whether it happens to men in their chamas, I don't know what they do, but the chama can be the breeding ground for unnecessary gossip that doesn't build, or a place for comparing yourself with the other. People will come to the chama to impress the others, and by the time you leave there, instead of feeling that you have received value, you leave out of there feeling violated, you leave the chama feeling deflated, because all what was happening is competition, unnecessary competition, unnecessary gossip, things that don't build one another. So make sure the chama that you're joining is one that is made of people that are focused, that is made of people that stick to the purpose for that chama, not the place. Or make sure it is a chama that builds you instead of destroying you. So that is drawback number 3 of a chama. And if you're in a chama and you realize that when you go there, after you leave, you don't feel validated, you don't feel like you gained value, you don't feel that like they build you, even if they're giving you how much money, that is not the place for you. Remember we said the other episode that the chama is a place to go and network, to go and grow and build one another. But if you feel that you attend this chama and when you live there, you feel deflated, you don't feel energized, you don't feel motivated, that is not the place for you. And the 4th drawback to watch out in a chama is how you yourself make use of the funds that you get from the chama. If you're contributing in a chama, and when it comes to your turn, you get the contributions, and you don't go and do something that builds you, you go and spend that money on unnecessary things, then you will be looking for money to contribute to another person, and it will be looking like a burden to you because you can't see what you did with what you got yourself, especially those that get in the beginning. You know, you will, if you're 10 of you and you're contributing every month, or you're 12 of you, it means you will contribute for 12 months. So if you're among the first people to get, and then you don't do something with that money, you go and misuse that money, you'll be feeling like you're contributing your money for nothing. So make sure you make proper use, or you put to proper use the money that comes to you, so that when you're contributing for others, it doesn't feel like you're wasting yourself, like it's a waste of money. So 4 drawbacks to watch out in a chama. The first one is overcommitment. Don't get into many chamas that you just end up stretching your time, just end up stretching your resources. Number 2, don't join the chama just for the sake peer pressure, fear of missing out. You find yourself, you're in every sort of chama. Number 3, a place where they don't build you, they go to destroy you. Or number 4, the space where you get your money, your contribution, and you don't put it into proper use. You will feel like it's a waste. So for me, I would think those are the things I want to look out for in a chama. And if I feel that the chama is not meeting it's not addressing any of those 4 issues, then I'll certainly say that is not the chama for me. Or I'll certainly say these are the things that need to change for me to remain in this chama. So there you are. Those are the drawbacks to watch out for. Do not get into a chama and your family keeps complaining, we never see mom because she's always out there in chamas. Your husband, your wife keeps complaining, all your allegiance is to your chamas instead of to the time that you need to spend together. A chama should not take away from you. A chama should not take away from your family. A chama should build you, should enrich your time with your family. So there you are. That is all for today's episode. continue learning, continue following us, continue recommending these platforms, our social media pages, to your friends so that they can also continue learning. So all the best and God bless you.